I love this question so much because we talk a lot about internship and our first couple of years, but we don't always talk about that moment when we first get into grad school. So first of all, congratulations. And let's jump into 3 tips for transition into grad school. The first one I would say is so many of us in grad school continue to need additional funds while we are doing it because we don't get paid. So I would definitely say that if you were going to work, which I chatted with this person who is currently working as a paraprofessional, so amazing. But if you were going to work, to try and make it align in some way to the field. So that could be a grad assistant job. It could be a babysitting job in terms of child development. When it comes to that interview time, you want to set yourself apart in any way possible. Work you do now can really influence your resume later. Tip number 2 would be to build your future me folder. So we get so many resources in our classes during grad school, but we don't always pull them out. They kind of like stay in that folder, stay in that binder from that semester. A lot of those systems don't always work well in the field, that they need some sort of adaptation, but it's really helpful to have some sort of template, some sort of baseline, so that you're not starting from scratch. So building together a little bit of a portfolio so that you can pull things later, your future you will be very grateful. And tip number 3, I would say, is to learn the why behind special education law. We are often looked at in school psychology as those who are really familiar with the law, and it can be a lot of pressure when you are in the field to figure out the why and make sure that things are being done a certain way. Understanding why eligibility decisions exist, why LRE matters, why teams make certain decisions. Because once you are in the field officially working, there's a lot more pressure and a lot less time to slow down and learn it deeply. So grad school is the safest time to ask questions and build that foundation. Kind of a bonus tip off of that is to lean into the curiosity, not to worry too much about being perfect. This is the opportunity to ask questions, to grow, and just to remind yourself that you were chosen for this program. They are something that not everyone gets into, and you have to apply. So when you're having those doubts and like, oh my goodness, I'm so nervous, just remember that you were chosen to be here. It's completely normal to feel this way, and that this field is learned through experience and not perfection. So best of luck, and let me know what tips you would add in the comments.